Dominik Durniat dla MMARocks, ze mną jest Veronica Macedo.
Dzień dobry.
Yeah, that's good. Dzień dobry is
dzień
good.
dobry.
Yeah, no, dziękuję. Okay, so let's move on because it's really nice for now. Right after you signing a contract for UFC, how you feel about that?
I feel good.
You started your career 6 months ago, like the pro career, and now you are in UFC, in bantamweight division, fighting on UFC in Hamburg. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky. I started martial arts when I was 8, so it hasn't been like I started training 6 months ago, So it's been great. I've been trying to fight as much as I can. What I wanted was to have 10 fights by the end of the year. I didn't plan on the UFC. One of the fighters were injured, and I came in as a replacement, so it was a lot of luck as well. But I'm very happy to be able to do my first fight in bantamweight and not have to cut so much in the beginning.
Okay, so what can you say about Ashley Evans-Smith?
I feel she is very sure of herself. And that's about it.
There's nothing more. Of course, you've got you had 2 or 3 days to study her, but maybe something more about her game.
The only thing I see in her game is, a lot of it is based on self-confidence. A lot of it is based on her mentality and the way she presents herself and the way she tries to make you feel. It's more that than the way she punches or kicks or throws or anything. Because in fighting, mentality is a very, very strong point. I would say it's like 80% of the match. So I feel is very good on her is that she has a great mentality, sort of, and she comes across as like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, which is good for her. See if it helps her.
You've got a really strong mentality too, and your self-confidence is, I think that's really one of the highest in this club and probably in the whole fighters I ever met. So we shouldn't be afraid about your self-confidence and mentality.
I have a different self-confidence and mentality. I don't have I'm like the shit, or I'm so good, or I'm that. I don't care. I don't care if I'm very happy to be in the UFC now, but I just want to fight. I want to fight whoever, whenever. If it's a fight, I'll be there. It can be, if UFC would let me fight out, I would fight out too. I don't care. I just want to fight, and that's the thing. When you have fake self-confidence, when you get punched, that breaks. Mm-hmm. But when you just want to fight, when you're truly there because it's what you love to do and the only thing that matters to you, it's a different self-confidence. And I feel like that's the difference between me and a lot of fighters. I don't do it for the fame, the money, or whatever. I do it because I love fighting. And I love just going in a ring and fighting someone else.
So it was your dream to come to UFC? It was like I said, it's 6 months pro career, and you are going to UFC. It's not like typical situation. So before you suppose that you will be so quick in the UFC?
I didn't think so, that I would be so quick in the UFC, especially not as a bantamweight, because there has been talks, and I was supposed to drop weight. And by the way, Boris is the best dancer I've ever seen.
I cannot say the same, but
being Hispanic, I've seen a lot of dancers, and Boris is just
okay.
No, but returning, I didn't expect it to be so quick. Obviously, people take a long time, and people take longer between fights. But like I said, it's just I don't care about records. I know that you can go to a little event, and you can get how do I say this without cursing? Like messed up, You can go and maybe they're not on your side and maybe you do win, but in a decision they take it away from you. And that's the risk I've been willing to take because I love fighting. Like I just don't care. And I feel like instead, for me it's been a different case than for other people, but I feel like instead of focusing on every fight, for like a long recovery and long this and the right fights, I just wanted to fight. and that worked out great for me.
You took this fight on really short notice, like 3 weeks before 2 weeks and a half before the event. But looking back at your career is not something unusual because you fought 5-6 fights in 6 months. So it's like 1 month is a typical
I think this
time.
fight would still be within the 6 months.
Yeah, that's true because it's from March to okay.
Like mid-March.
Okay, so yeah.
I'm 1 week before the 6 months.
Okay, so it's like typical for you. That is not a problem.
Yeah, like I said, I love to fight. I don't care like who they put in there. I would have said yes anyway.
Okay, so we have to talk a little bit about your last fight with Irene Raj.
Yep.
I didn't see this fight, so I cannot talk with you about the decision. But maybe you can tell something more about this draw.
It was a very hard match. I think all my matches are very hard because don't want to sound like cocky, but anyone who steps in to fight me, I think they're great fighters. I've fought people who have been great fighters and have really bad records. But if you go in and you're going to fight me, you don't do it because, oh, I'm trying to protect my record or I'm trying to do this. It's because you want to fight. So, of course, she did bring a fight. There was a couple things I failed with my tactics and my strategies. And, you know, like during the match, I had a couple submissions and there was like some illegal headshots to escape, which the referee didn't do anything about. But
Okay, so that she made, right? She made a few illegal.
yeah, but like I said, you can't go to little events and then complain. It's not something you can do. But yeah, that's what happens when you go to small events.
But do you think that it was legit decision that it should be draw?
No, I did not agree with the decision, to be honest. I thought I won the match. And especially, like I said, I almost had a few submissions that, like, for example, in the fight I had an arm bar that I almost got and she was about to tap until she kicked me in the face 4 times. And, you know, if I would have been notified pride rules, I would have fought a little different. but you know, but in the end, it was a fight. I'm so happy I took it. I'm always happy to fight. So it's not always the outcome you want. You know, you can't expect to fight so many times in a short amount of period and people not study you. They're going to study every single thing you do, the way you kick, the way you throw, the way you do any type of submission. And you can't just keep coming with the same thing. So that was a mistake on my part. Either way, with the illegal shots or not, that does not excuse my performance, which was not at the level I wanted it to be. And it's not at the level it will be in my next fight.
So we should wait for some kind of protest about this fight, or you are not making?
No, I'm not making a protest. Like I said, I don't care about records.
Okay.
Could have been a loss for all I care.
So you said you love to fight, you don't care about records. So in UFC we should expect that you will still be fighting in every single month, or maybe you'll take a little break between the fights.
Okay, so what I really want is after this fight, I want to fight in the UFC in Mexico. That would be in November. But I know sometimes they tell you can't, but I'm gonna beg them to give me the fight. So this time it'll be 2 months in between.
And then still in bantamweight.
Yeah,
in November.
2 months.
Yeah.
I don't expect to be losing the strawweight in 2 months. But, you know, maybe after, it all depends on how this fight goes, obviously. If I go and I fight really bad and do a horrible performance, of course they're going to make me drop to a strawweight, but it's not what I want. What I want is to stay in bantam because I want to be the best in the world. I don't want to be the best in my division or this. I want to fight everyone.
If UFC makes in the future the flyweight division, it's something you are interested in?
Yeah, of course. Like, maybe I do both divisions. Like my walk around weight is 61 kilo, which is 135. So I have no problem making 125. I don't dehydrate or cut or anything. So you know, like there's no problem for me to do that division. It's just one lower that it becomes a problem.
Okay, so what is your plan for the next 2.5 weeks?
I'm gonna train a lot. I'm gonna beat her ass.
Fair and square?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I wish to you. We'll see in Hamburg because I'm going there.
Yes, that'd
I
be
cannot
great.
I cannot not watch your first fight in UFC live. So I didn't want to go for Janek, but when I heard that you were fighting in Hamburg, I said, okay, I'm going there.
Yeah, great.
That's not 100% true, but let's stay with it.
Let's just say it's like that.
Okay, thank you very much, and I wish you a
Thank
great
you.
fight.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Poland. Woo!
You say thank you, cojones.
Thank you, cojones.